In this video today, what I'm going to be sharing with you is a behind the scenes look at a virtual event that we had done that people had paid hundreds of dollars or up to $1,000 to attend. And one of the members there was a tax business owner, and she was doing roughly $200,000 a year, and she wanted to go past $600,000 a year. And I showed it all laid out for her in this video, and I'm going to split right over to that in just a few minutes. But just so you that are new to this or new to me, who am I? My name is Dan, and I help partner and grow a business that we did over $5.5 million in cash collected in the last 28 months. We helped a couple hundred tax advisors already generate over $12 million in new revenue cash collected in just that time frame. And we've seen over 40,000 at the time of this meeting right here. It's over 50,000 people, tax professionals, EA, CPA, CFPs, RIAs, you name it, from the tax industry and this financial service industry. We have seen it all. And so in this video, I'm going to break down this firm owner's business and then reverse engineer how they're going to go to $600,000 a year or more. Now, some of the math might be a little bit off, but you can get the premise of the formula on how you're going to scale this, or how this tax business owner is going to nail it and scale it using the four components that I'm going to be sharing with you. I think there's three inside the video. But on that note, let's jump right over to the video now.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. You guys ready to rock and roll? We're going to get to some business scaling structures now. I hope you guys are ready for this. I'm going to call you to come off mute, and I'm going to ask you some questions. And so we're just going to go down some Q&A. Well, it's not going to be Q&A, but I'm going to ask you some questions, and then we're going to reverse engineer how do you get to the targets. Because remember, in business, there's only two things. You either have drama or you have math problems. And so oftentimes the drama shows up because you lack the math. And so what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to isolate the problem. I'll make it that drama is only the problem. Is that cool? You just have to fix the drama thing, which I'm not, a therapist. But I'll fix the math for you today so that you can work on the drama thing so that you know the math is taken care of. Sound good? All right. We have Miss Lisa. You ready to rock and roll, Lisa?
I am.
All right. You want to switch me over to the whiteboard? Okay, Lisa. Where you at? Okay, can you see the screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I always start with this, and just to understand everybody here listening through this lens of how we kind of evaluate and grow what we should be doing, I want you to listen to the questions I'm asking in the order I'm asking them. So Lisa, what's the goal that you have? What's the target? What's the revenue goal that you have for this year?
For this year, originally it was 200,000, but adding tax advisory, I think is going to be 600,000.
Okay. 600K. What did you do last 12 months revenue?
The last 12 months of revenue was 175.
175. Okay. What services did you provide for 175?
Tax prep and bookkeeping with
What else?
bookkeeping and some payroll.
Okay. So how much did you do in tax prep revenue?
In tax prep was 145.
Oh, so the majority came from tax prep.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how many clients did you serve for the 145? How many tax prep clients did you serve?
I served 500 and about 575.
575. Okay. I'm just gonna put units. So, okay. And then bookkeeping, how much did you do there? I'm assuming what, like 25,000 or something?
Yep.
Is that right?
Wait,
How much did you do in bookkeeping?
the bookkeeping, hold on.
Probably have like 2 or 3 bookkeeping clients, yeah? Or 4?
It was about 30,000.
30,000? Okay, so where did the payroll come in? That's already
Well, that's a combination because I do some of their combination with the payroll and bookkeeping together.
Oh, so bookkeeping had bookkeeping and payroll?
Yeah.
Interesting. So how many people did you serve for the bookkeeping and payroll?
That was about 6.
6? About or 6?
I'm thinking because it's 6.
It shouldn't be that hard. It's less than 10.
Yeah, sorry, it was 6.
Okay, 6 units. All right, so I'm gonna just do some simple math here. All right, and so 145 divided by 575. So your client average is 252 per year. Okay, so for
Mhm.
tax prep, does that sound about right?
Yeah.
And then 5K a year per unit. Okay, so 5K a year. Whoa, man, I already tell you the bookkeeping is pretty low monthly,
Hmm.
and then the tax prep is just way too low. You already see that, right?
Yeah.
Your average client pays you $252 a year for tax prep. So I would imagine what brings down this 252 is probably you have a lot of people that pay you like $100 or $50 or $75 or somewhere in between there. Because that's how you bring down the average, is you have low averages.
Yeah, I have a lot of, they're about 125 because they're just one W-2 and they're mostly military. So
Mm, okay. Okay. Well, okay, and then what was your team? What was your team in the last year? Team size?
team size altogether was 4 people.
4 people?
Yeah, they weren't full time. I only had one time, and then the other ones would work between about 10 to 15 hours.
Okay. 4 team members. I can already tell you just by that, I could just already I can tell you right now, just by these numbers right here, then red flags for me is like right here
Yeah,
and then right here, right? Because if you don't fix these two things here, you're not gonna hit this because the reason why you're not gonna hit that, because for you to hit this target, you're gonna have to triple what you're doing. Can you triple what you're doing? Can you triple the amount of hours you have in a day?
triple the amount of hours? No.
Yeah,
What do you
see what I
mean?
mean?
Yeah, no.
Because the only way you're going to do that currently is you have to triple one of these two things to get there, or add
Mm-hmm.
tax advisory, which we'll talk about in a second. But we have to fix this thing because if you don't fix this thing simultaneously, you're not going to be able. You're just not going to work on the tax advisory.
Right,
Trust me, because you're going to get
right.
overwhelmed with this. That's going to say, well, you know what, tax advisory is just a lot of work. I don't want to do it. Like, although it's a good payoff, but I'm already getting good here,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's kind of what your mindset's going to do. So I have to kind of break both of them. I have to we have to break this, fix it, so that you can acquire the 600K.
Okay.
Okay. And so this is kind of like how I would look through your business. First and foremost, do you feel comfortable or confident that you can increase the price here
Oh,
on any
I've
of the tax
definitely
prep?
already been thinking about it and increasing the price.
So why haven't you pulled the trigger? I'm just curious. From thinking
Good
and doing, what's the
question.
gap?
So this is the thing. I go to the IRS form and they were like, "Oh, you should increase your prices by inflation." And then for some reason that overwhelmed me. Then I just like forget it. It's
Why?
not gonna, you know. So
Why
I was
did it
like,
overwhelm you?
because when I was looking at it and researching it, I had seen a couple different inflation rates. I'm
Yeah.
like, I didn't even know if I was looking at it correctly. And
Mm-hmm.
so my default was screw it. We're just gonna do this for this year.
Yep. So here's what I would do. Here's what I would do in this order. Okay. Are you open to feedback here?
Absolutely.
Okay. Cool. So now we have the numbers that you need, right? So now I'm going to
Hmm.
show you what I would do in this order. In this order.
Hmm.
So I would go here. And so first thing I would do is one, upsell opportunity. Okay. Two, start marketing. And I'm going to tell you how you're going to do this in order.
Okay.
Okay. Once you got the marketing, then I go back and I raise prices. Why am I doing it in this order? I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you the math that will show you the path.
Okay.
Okay. So first, I'm going to do an upsell. So I'm going to take this 575 people right here, and I'm
Hmm.
going to go over here and I'm going to say, I'm going to go and send that email that I showed you guys in day number 1. I'm going to
Hmm.
send that email. I'm going to call these 575 people and say, who do you know? Who do you know? I don't, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't do this. And we're actually going to talk about it next week on the 5-day, on the Get Client Challenge. You're actually going to do this and you're going to get a client at the end of the 3 days. Okay? But this is what I would do. If you're here in the VIP, this is what I would do. So I would go to these people and then say, my target is, can I get 10% of those people to buy an assessment? Okay, that's my target. I want 10% of these people to get an assessment. That's a pretty reasonable number.
Mhm.
Typically, we get about 30% of people. But if you have a really bad customer base, 5%, let's just go even the reduction of the ridiculous. Let's go 5%. Okay, everybody in this room has 5% of their clients fit this bill. Okay, 5% of what? 5% of 575 is what? Whoa, 28 clients?
Yeah, 28.
Okay,
Well,
that's a
29.
lot. That's a lot. Let's just make it even closer to a number. So let's say you can get 15 clients. And so we do 15 divided by 575. I'm trying to go as the lowest common denominator. Like just be absolutely sure that we're going to hit these targets. Okay? 2.5%. Do you think you have 2.5% of your audience in that stage right there that can probably fit it? 15 people.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's say 15 people. So we come up with 15 new people, 15 we identified. So we have 15 targets that are going to give us 2,500 bucks. And that's our target, okay, Lisa? So don't go any lower than that. Maybe in the beginning you can go 1,000 bucks for the first 5 people, and then the next 10 you go to 2,500.
Okay.
Okay? Just so you can feel comfortable and confident. Or even better, I'll make it even better for you. So I'll do it like this. Your first person, your first 5, you go 997 or 1,000 bucks. Your next
Okay.
5, you go 1,500.
Okay.
Your next 5, you go 2,000.
Okay.
And then if you have any remainder there, you go everybody past this or whatever, 20 plus, let's say 15 plus, you go 2,500 bucks and that becomes your standard pricing.
Okay.
Okay? So let's just do the math here on this. Let's say you get these 15 people. This would give you 10,000 here, 10K. Okay, this would give you, what was that, 7,500? 7,500. And then this would give you roughly $4,997. Something like that. Okay?
Mhm.
Are you with me? Okay, I hope everyone's paying attention to this math here, because this is how you do this. So now she's got herself, this is her target for the first month. She's like, I'm going to go get these 15 people right here. My next month, I'm doing this target right here. I'm not doing anything else that doesn't apply to this thing right here. If I do anything else, then I don't take the advice and I should have just quit in the first place. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. All right. So 7,500 plus 10K. So now at the end of this, she's going to come out on top with 22.5. Okay. So now you made yourself an extra 22.5, Lisa. Is that
Mhm.
cool?
Yeah.
Good with that?
Yeah.
I just gave you a raise. Congratulations. Okay. Hopefully I don't have to fire you here. So you keep going. We'll keep going. All right. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. So now we have ourselves the upsell. We did that. Okay. We got ourselves 22.5 extra money. Now, what should you do with this 22.5 right here, Lisa?
The marketing.
There you go, girl. You do not go buy yourself a trip to Las Vegas. You do not go buy yourself the Dallas Cowboys front row seats like I've seen people do in the past when I've told them this model. They take this money and they go buy a big studio, and I say, don't do that. And they say, I spent $10,000 of that $20,000 you told me, and I bought myself a studio for content. And now they're broke. So don't do that. Right? Everybody on here, don't go broke trying to look rich. All right? That's a big no-no. Okay? So now you're going to take this thing here, and you're going to go over here to Mark Zuckerberg. Unfortunately, I wish it was me. I wish you were giving me more money. But now you're going to go to Mark Zuckerberg, and let's say we take 30% of that money you just made there. Okay, 30% for testing, for marketing. I'm going to take 30% of that. Not for me, for Mark Zuckerberg, unfortunately. And now I got $6,000 that I'm going to spend over 3 months.
Okay.
Or I could spend, I could spend it over 2 months actually. I would do it over 2 months.
Okay.
Okay. Now you have $6,000. For $6,000, here's your target. I want to acquire a customer for $1,500 to $2,000. CPA. So that means cost per acquisition. So I want to get, if I put $6,000 out, I want to get, let's say you're on the higher end spectrum, meaning like it costs you more to get a customer. 6,700 divided by 2,000, you're going to get 3.35, but we're being conservative, remember? So we're not going to go up, we're going to go down.
Right.
So we get 3 customers, okay? Now these 3 customers right here, our pricing, remember our new pricing over here, 2,500?
Yeah.
Everybody new is going to do $2,500. Okay, you with me on the math or am I losing you?
Nope, you got me.
All right, is this helpful for everybody to understand this process? You guys picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, so now Lisa's got herself, what is that, 7,500 bucks?
Yes.
Okay, now she's got herself 7,500 bucks and she spent 6,000. She made 1,000 bucks. It's not very good. I'll be honest, it's not very good. But you know what she got herself? You know what you got yourself there, Lisa?
3 clients that I can do implement annual programs for.
That's right. But you know what else you got? You got yourself a system that can print money for as long as you live.
Oh, that's true too.
You never have to worry about where your next dollar is going to come from because guess what? You do the same math. You take this same money over here and you go back over here. Okay, so we're on stage number 1. We did the upsell. Stage number 2, now we're on marketing. Okay, and now she takes that 7,500 bucks and she does the play she did over here again. We take the same marketing thing, we throw it back over here. We take that 7,500 bucks and we say, okay, well, Dan, that's a lot of money. I get it, but it's not, you never came out of pocket for it. It's not even yours. You got it from that $25,000 you did over here on the first part. Okay, and we divide that by the same $2,000. Now we got 3 people again. So, okay, not bad. We got the same 7, right? But now we spit out 6 clients times 2,500 bucks, okay? And that same dollar, the whatever money she put up here, but you know what happens in month 2, Lisa? In month 2, these assessments right here, 1 or 2 of them are going to say, I will work with you for the year and I will willing to pay you $10,000. So let's go conservative now. Let's go conservative, all right? Let's say 1 out of 3, which we actually see in practice, we see 2 out of 3 clients. If they do an assessment, we'll do an annual program with you. 2 out of 3, but I'm going to go 1 out of 3 because she's not familiar with it. She's not comfortable. She's not confident. I'm going to go 1 out of 3. Okay, so that means 2 times, let's say you want to charge $12,000, okay, a year. That means you get $24,000, okay? Is that okay with you?
Yep.
Okay, cool. And then over here, you got 6 times 2,500 bucks. Let me see if I get the math right.
15,000.
15,000, okay. 15,000. And what's that math there, guys? 15,000 plus 24,000. I'll move this way.
39,000.
Okay, so now let's remember where we're at. In the beginning, stage 1, we earned 22.5. Okay. In stage 2, we spent 6,700 plus 7,500 in 2 months. We spent 14,000. I'm not going to put the number up there. I'll just put what you made. Okay. And then we made 39,000, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to subtract 39,000 from 14,000.
25,000.
So she made 25,000 here. Okay. That's month 1. Month 2, guess what? Lisa, you're already making yourself 25K extra a month. That's $240,000 a year extra. And this thing hasn't even turned on yet. you're 2 months in. Do
Right.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is why I say the math determines the path. You're on $250,000 run rate. Now, then I'm going to ask Lisa in stage number 3, like I just told you guys. Remember stage 3? Raise the price. Now I'm going to go back to those 575. Okay. I'm going to go back to this 575 and I'm doing the price increase. So 575, and I'm going to do a price increase. And I'm going to try to go up 20% pricing. Okay. I'm going to lift everybody up by 20%. Okay. I'm going to do 2. So 575, and what was the average that I came up with? $250 per return.
Yeah.
Okay. Return and something else. They can prepay it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go up by 20%. So I'm going to try to get everybody to 252 times 0.02. Sorry, times 2.
It'd be about 300.
Okay, yeah, about $300. Equal to $300. Okay, but I'm going to go up in 2, and I'm expecting 10% to leave. If some of them stay, that's okay. But I'm expecting 10% to leave on my 20% increase. You get that?
Yep.
So I'll take 575 times 0.1. I'm expecting 57 clients to leave. This is what you call structural churn. I'm creating the leavingness. They're not leaving as a result of me. They're leaving because I told them to. Okay? So let's do the math then. Let's do the math. Do you come out on top on this? Watch this. 575. I'll just do the 575 minus 57. Minus 57. So she has to serve 518 clients next year. And then 518. So now we do the 518 times the $300 times 300. So now you make 155. There, Lisa. You know what you made last year on just tax prep? $10,000 extra. You got that? You made $10,000 extra. You come out $10,000 extra, but you know what you bought back? You got yourself 57 hours back in your life.
Yes.
Okay? This is what you're shooting for. It's not the money. It's the time. And you're going to use that time, Lisa, to guess what? What do you think you're going to do with that extra time you got?
I am going to do tax advisory.
You're going to go market more. Girl, you're going to feed that little sucker I built you in stage number 2, and we're going to go at $10,000 extra. Okay? Because remember, we did that price increase, and it gave us that. So now, net, look at your net here. Your net. What do we net at the end of this? Okay? So 22, what is this? 25 plus 22 is what?
It's about 57,000. Is it? Yeah.
So it's 25 plus 22.5 plus 10K. 57. Okay, Lisa. I just made you $60,000 extra. Okay? Now what can you do with that 57? You can do a lot of things with more profit than you can with loss. Okay? Remember that, guys. You can do more with profit than you can with loss. Do you think I could take a percentage of this and hire someone for 30K? I'll take this, some of that. All of this is profit, remember. This is profit, profit, profit. But I'm going to take some of that profit. I'm going to go feed a team member here. And this team member is going to take care of those people, the 300 people over here. So I can have the time to feed this sucker right here.
Well,
That marketing one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Got it.
mean? So look,
Yep.
so if we go back to the stages now, we go back to the things we did. 1, upsell. Okay, that's my first thing. 2, marketing. Okay, I'm going to start leveraging paid advertisement here. 3, I'm going to use a raise price. Okay. 4, hire. I'm going to use some of that profit to hire someone. Okay. 5, repeat. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Repeat. Now, this is only in 4 months,
Mm-hmm.
but you want to go to 600K, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we take that same thing over here. We have all these things over here. Now you're at, instead of 175, the end of the year, we added you $60,000. Okay? Minus, what is it? What did I say? What was the number? Plus 57,000.
Yeah.
Okay? Now you're at 232. Remember I told you guys about 232? Remember? $100 to $250,000? That's stage 2. You're breaking out of stage 2. You need to hire the person. You need the marketing to keep pumping.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now you're at this. But then you go back to the marketing machine, which we talked about in the beginning, over here. Okay? And we keep feeding that sucker. Keep feeding that sucker, and we go, let's say we spent 7,500. We did it for 2 months. Right? Let's say we do it times another 8 months. So we'll do it 10. Okay? 75K, that's a lot. Sounds like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to ask that of you if I didn't know that the numbers wouldn't hold true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But then we're going to divide that by 2K. Remember, that's how much it costs us to get a customer.
Right.
You got that?
Yep.
So now, divided by 2,000, sorry, 75K, divided by 2,000, I'll have 37 assessments sold by the end of the year. 37, okay, 37 times 2,500 equals 92. 92K. Watch this. This is where the multiplier comes in, Lisa. I hope you're still with me and not looking at your email.
Mhm.
All right. And we're going to say 30% of those people will become an annual program. We'll say 30%. Out of these 37 times 0.3, at the end of the year, we're going to have 11 people times how much?
Is it 12,000?
12,000. Okay. What is that, Abe?
That is,
132.
yep.
Okay. Where are we at, Lisa? 230 plus 90 plus what? Plus
Plus
132.
132. It's
Okay, where are we at?
354. 354.
354. So then I tell you, how much? 454, Lisa.
Oh, 457.
Don't lose you, girl. You gave yourself a $100,000 haircut.
I did.
Now you're doing $500,000 a year.
I like that.
Would you be mad at me if I got you there?
No, oh, sorry.
But do you see how we got there mathematically? Now the only thing that's going to get in your way is you.
Right.
Because you're going to say this math makes sense, but I'm not technically. I'm too this, I'm too that. I'm this, right? But you suspend all beliefs and it allows you to let the math work for you. And you just say, I'm going to work this math until the math works.
I gotta get out of my own way.
Yeah. And then you do the same thing here, Lisa. Look what you do. Instead of this, let's say we can increase this to 50%. Let's say instead of 30% of those people, we take 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right? Not a hard deal. Half the people that gave me $2,500, I get them to pay me half more, like 20% more, I guess. All right. So what does that number give me? So we're gonna go 37, all else being equal, times point. That's 18 people. That's 18 customers. Okay. Now 18 times 12 is what, Abe? 216. Lisa, I think we hit the target.
I think we
Okay.
did.
So 230 plus 92 plus 216. Okay, if my math serves me correctly, we're literally $20,000 away, I think. No, it's 230 plus 192 plus 216. Because it's a different number over there. Plus 216. Where are we at? 538.
Hmm.
Okay. 538. And we did that in 10 months or 12
Not
months.
bad.
Okay. So we Forexed your business in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you to get to where you're at now?
You don't
All
mind.
right. How long? Give me a number.
It took me 5 years.
Okay, it took you 5 years to get you where you were at now.
Mm-hmm.
We took you 12 months to 4x what you did in 5 years. That's what you call compressing time. That's what you call taking your decades into days.
Mm-hmm.
And if you would have waited, if you would have said, hey, I'm not doing this year, I'm going to keep waiting, that 5 years turns into 10. That 10
Yep.
years turns into 15. That
Mm-hmm.
15 years turns into burnout. That 15 years turns into lost customers, turns into lost lives that you could have served. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all those things come as a result of you not doing what you know. I'm a faith man, so what God intended you to do. This is
Right.
why I'm so obsessed with these things, is because you are underserving your people by not allowing yourself to get in this path.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So if you
Absolutely.
really want to make a real impact, then follow the frameworks.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Thank
All
you.
right. What do you guys think? Congratulations, Lisa. There you go.
Yeah.
Or no, 3x business, 3x. Okay.
Yeah. I'll
You can
take
move me
it.
this way. Yeah. Yeah. Good job, Lisa. Congratulations.
Thank
Woo!
you.
Okay, if you like that training right there, there is some helpful links in the description below. And also, if you really liked it, like and subscribe, and also share this with someone that can benefit from this.